ladies and gentlemen, good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Banter Bet Soccer Show. Ladies and gentlemen. It's quite a good evening for everybody today. I'm here with my very favorite co-host and guest, Boss Nana. Good evening. Welcome to yet another show. Today I'm not feeling well. No, I hope you're able to debate football tonight.
You need to contribute. I'm not here to debate.
Of course, no, we're going to have a conversation about football, of course. But before we get into anything, transfers and other football segments that I have, Zambia is playing Senegal. It's a COSAFA. It's basically only players that play from their countries. Okay. Do you think Zambia is going to win the game?
And Senegal is also parading players playing
in from Senegal, and the game's happening right now as we speak.
I think this is a test of who has a better league and quality of local players.
Okay.
Well, my prediction is the semi-final, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I think Senegal is a guess. COSAFA is okay. Senegal can be part of it. So, who do you think will win this match? I feel it's going to go to extra time, penalties, of which Zambia.
I feel same too.
Yeah,
I feel same too. At least Zambia has a pedigree of winning penalties.
Yeah. Always. And actually, their last game versus Botswana was again ended in penalties.
But there's always a day for the team. I wish them all the best. I hope they follow suit with what the ladies are doing.
Yeah. Everyone's attention right now is on what the women are doing.
The gender doesn't favor men.
At the moment. No, not at all. The ladies have actually done something big. The match against Senegal was actually really tactical and good. It was a game of both halves, but I feel the Zambian women did pull out a rabbit.
I sometimes wonder what could have happened if 3 of their players who have been sidelined were allowed to play in the tournament. I don't know what it would have been. But one thing about sports is that you might think you have the la creme of the players, but when one is not there, you have someone who will show up,
who will step up.
Because let's say if Barbara was there, a team would just specialize on how to map her out of games.
Yeah.
But the team now is surprising people because
everyone is doing
they were not rating them on those kind of level of players. So it could be a blessing in disguise. They probably would have knocked out of the group stages if she was part of the team.
Yeah, it's like the 2012 AFCON that we played when we removed Mbesuma before the AFCON for some reasons, and we came out of nowhere and shocked everybody. And that was our first.
And he was one of the key players.
He was the main player because he's one of the players who was one of the first to leave Zambia and play in Europe. He was top scorer in South Africa when he first played between 2000 and 2004, somewhere there. So. Yeah, I agree with you when you say this could be a blessing in disguise. Okay, we can now move to transfers, international transfers. As you've heard, Man United have completed the signing of Christian Eriksen just a few, let's say 30 minutes ago. What's your take on Eriksen coming in? I feel he's a good technical player.
The African spirit in me is you can't be strong as he's always been.
Yeah.
Well, but I mean, he adds up a lot to the United squad. He could be a very good squad player. I mean, there's so many matches to play. You have the Carling Cup, you have the FA Cup, you have the...
So are you telling me he's going to come and be on the bench and not the main star?
Well, it depends on what the coach does. I mean, the end of the day, it depends on how he's going to be used. But he's a guy who can start matches. Yeah, that is if we don't have coaches who used to bench someone like João Mata. And stayed in United for almost 5 years, and his last 3 years was just more like
vacation.
So I hope he's not going to be one of those vacation players.
I don't think so.
I hope so.
There's no reason you can bring someone who's just come back from a heart attack to come and sit. To come and sit on the bench.
More heart attack for him. Go through depression. I hope so.
It doesn't make sense at all.
I hope so. Usiba is a great footballer. I hope he does well.
Because you guys have beaten Spurs, who tried to re-sign him because Antonio Conte thought he would be a great addition because Christian Eriksen does come with that tactical aspect because players like Rashford and whoever you guys will have on the top do need supply.
Yeah, and that's what we've lacked many years. I mean, Bruno had done his bit. Last 2 years, Bruno was all over. Last year, he wasn't as great as his first season, but for many reasons. I think last year, he had a bit of limitations. Okay. I mean, when you have Cristiano Ronaldo in your team, it's more or less you have to play for the dude.
Yes.
You can't even take certain risk. So him and Bruno could add some creative bites to the team, I believe, hopefully. And maybe they will take their chances. Okay. I personally want Cristiano Ronaldo to leave Man United.
Speaking of Cristiano Ronaldo, Bayern, Chelsea, and PSG have all denied the chance to sign Cristiano Ronaldo. This is one of the biggest players of the current generation being denied by the biggest clubs in Europe.
I feel people are swerving away from the popularity of the footballer to the relevance he will bring to the individual clubs. Okay. I think when we had behind the scene conversation before the show, I told you Cristiano Ronaldo, as class as he is and all that he can do, is a liability to a team when they play certain clubs.
Yes.
When you go back to watch United against Liverpool, when United was trashed 5-0 or something.
Yes.
The first league which he played, you could tell that he would have been better off being on the bench than. And this is where you have a coach like Guardiola, who will bench his number 9 on days like that when he's playing against teams like Liverpool, who press you and come all at you and play a false 9. Yes. Play midfielders who can work throughout the match and possibly maybe score a goal or two.
Yeah.
But if you have Ronaldo there at where he is right now, let's all be frank, he's not that type of player we used to have.
Yes.
And when he was even at his peak, he wasn't your typical number 9. He's been at the front line now because of his pace and obviously his level now. Yes. But Ronaldo is always that winger who cuts in and go and score. But right now you can't afford to play him on that wing where anymore. Attacks will be coming from that place and he's not going to defend. Whoever will be behind him is going to suffer. Yeah. So if you have a player like him now and you can afford to have a 9 to play ahead of him, I rather will play someone ahead of him than play him. And he's not that type who wants to be on the bench. No, that's another issue.
But
dude, you are 37.
No, but you see, he believes that.
Then he should leave. He should go to where his belief will work.
But you see, the thing is that he's one player who likes personal.
He should go to where he can get it. I don't think.
But he wants it in Europe. That's why. That's the only place.
You can find a lot of clubs. Romania, name it. There are so many countries.
Romania has no chance to win the Champions League. You see, so this is why.
What does he want? Playing time or trophies?
He wants trophies.
Then he should leave United because we haven't promised him any trophies this year.
See, that's the reason why his agent is looking
He should leave. It shouldn't be difficult for Ronaldo. I think, look, it's normal they want to push Ronaldo to the big clubs. I mean, you said Bayern. Bayern is the biggest club in Germany. PSG, of course, currently are the biggest in France, where Messi and co are. You have what club again? Chelsea, of course, one of the biggest in England. So it's normal they would. These are the clubs that will be rumored wanting him. Yeah. But the reality on the ground is that this guy should just go to the Middle East and make money. He's seen it all. What trophy does he want to win again? The World Cup? Champions League. Ahead. He can go and win that one.
Yeah, but you see, the thing is that one is more unrealistic compared to the Champions League.
So which club does he want to play for and win the Champions League?
Between Bayern, Chelsea, or...
Go for him.
Okay, I think Zambia. I think Zambia have equal or have scored. Let me confirm.
Okay.
Okay. They don't want to go the full. Our prediction could be wrong, but either way. So his idea, because from what I read, he said he doesn't want to stay at United because he's not happy with the players that the club are signing.
Of course, all fans are not really happy with it.
Yeah.
Who is happy?
Okay, but see, the coach has just come in. He's trying to find the system.
So if he doesn't have that patience, he should just leave. And we will be happy. Trust me. Very thoughtful United fan, 50% would wish Ronaldo leaves the club.
Okay.
We'll be happy he leaves and he pushes the club to go and sign a better striker or number 9. Then we know, oh yeah. And for me, even if we don't buy another striker, see, Rashford has nothing to prove to England. He's done it. He scored over 20 goals a season. Martial has done it before.
Okay.
Sancho, no one can tell me he's not class.
Okay.
Play these 3 up front. You've signed Eriksen. He can be a backup or can be a starter. There are some young guys coming up through the team. I was watching some Zidane and Robbie Savage son. I mean, if you claim to be a club that brings you through the ranks, which is a fact, why are you not trying to play these young guys to support those guys? And if United doesn't win any trophy this season, there's no fan in United who will be surprised.
Okay.
So, I mean, if you're already down, why are you scared to even fall again?
Okay, my question is, are you guys willing to wait the long run to win a trophy?
We've waited 5 years now, we haven't won a trophy. What else is there
for a real rebuild, because Solskjaer was thought to win something, didn't. Now,
no, you know, the last trophy we won, I believe, was when Jose Mourinho won the Europa League
and the FA Cup.
You know,
yeah.
That was classic Mourinho era, first season. This was 2017. His following year
didn't do so well.
No, he
didn't finish that year actually.
The following. Yeah, he didn't.
Yeah, he
but
was
guess what?
in
In his first year, he reached 3 finals. I mean, that's
class.
I mean, Jose is a special one. First season, and he was second with 82 points. The guy actually said that was his best ever performance in the Premier League. That's coming from a coach who had won 2 trophies with Chelsea. 3 actually. First year, his first 10 was 2. Then he came again and won another one.
Yeah.
And for him to have said that when his first trophy in England was arguably one of the best ever, top 3. He had the best defensive run ever in the league. 11 clean sheets or so, name it. I mean, he considered only 11 goals in a season.
12 actually.
Yeah. And mark that. And for him to say that his season of United of being second was actually his best based on the quality he had, which was a fact. Jose Mourinho's season in Chelsea was filled with one of the best footballers on the continent.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, name it, Didier Drogba. On a normal, typical, snowy, cold night in England, that guy can put the ball at the back of the net alone from nowhere.
Out of anything.
But what did he have in United his first season?
There
was an old Zlatan Ibrahimovic who at the latter part of the season was injured. He was actually in crutches when we won the Europa
League without
So Jose Mourinho had every right to say that. So if you come from that end and you give someone of a former player a time to be there for almost 2.5 years or so, and did nothing, all he did was being second and losing in the cup final he could have easily won, then it's your own fault. I believe this guy, if given a chance like the red part of England did, the Liverpool's did for 6 years for Klopp, if they give this guy maybe 2-3 years,
6 years for Klopp, 5 years for Pep.
But Pep has shown he can do it. The Champions League.
He spent almost $1 billion fixing the whole back line.
That's a conversation for another day. And that was Jose Mourinho's argument in the second season United. That look, yes, I was second, and I had 82 points, but this guy had over 16 points gap ahead of me. I need players to change this if I have to meet their level. They refused, and what happens?
Exactly. Okay. When you said about Chelsea having Drogba, Chelsea finished a deal for Raheem Sterling. Just let's say.
I think it's a great signing. Like, I don't know what you think.
I'm skeptical about Sterling because quite right. Sterling has proved at Man City and as well as at Liverpool, but according to myself, this is a risky move. Pep for a reason, has picked Foden over Sterling. And now that has me thinking, like, okay, so why didn't Pep go on with Sterling? Because Sterling is still relatively
But you know, tactically, when you watch the Man City side,
yeah,
the Foden guy does a lot of some defensive works.
Okay.
Which Sterling doesn't really do. And the way City plays, it's all like everybody is doing everything. You have to dribble, you have to defend, you have to attack.
Of course.
And maybe with time, he realized the energy of Sterling is below what he expects. You get my point?
Okay.
So, on the basis of talent-wise, I mean, we all know Sterling has done it in different clubs at a younger age, and his record is amazing at his age.
Yeah, he's still relatively young.
He's one of the most experienced players in the Premier League. And to have him on your side, someone who has won trophy, the Premier League, he's seen it all. I mean, it's a good class for Chelsea in the selection room. On any day, he can do anything. So it's good for you.
Okay, I do see that that he is a good step up.
Because he doesn't become lazy. He has this attitude, which I think Guardiola doesn't like. Yeah.
But you see, I think Guardiola on a given day is a little bit hard to work with.
No, but you know, he's a perfectionist, like somebody who expects nothing but the best.
Yeah,
and people like that are always seen to be difficult. He's not.
Okay.
I mean, if you do your best, you can see you've done your best. You get it. Yeah. But where he feels you could have done better and you don't want to do it, then you have a problem with him. Jose Mourinho is equally that type. Like, there is no better coach in this world who doesn't push a player to the limit. To the limit. Conte, if you're lazy, you can't play under Conte.
I'm sure these first players were put to the test.
Mourinho is even worse. Okay. You can't. You tell you're a crying baby. He started calling Luke Shaw and go cry babies.
Yeah.
Because they were not working hard enough. He said, look, these guys can do more than they are doing, but they are not doing enough. Okay. You know, and that's typical, and that's the fact with every top class coach or manager. Yeah.
But have you seen or have you noticed that a certain level of players in the Premier League is a bit different from other leagues? Because Hazard was given off days. Hazard never trained as hard as most players. But on a given good day in the Premier League, Hazard caused havoc.
But I think these are managerial skill.
Okay.
This really is not a coaching thing.
Okay.
You know, when it gets to the field of play, it's coaching. It's no more managing the players. Outside is managing the players. When it comes to man management, there are few coaches who are on top. And trust me, the top of it all is the old man, Alex Ferguson. Okay. Look, I mean, Alex Ferguson was the man who was coaching one of the most troublesome players ever, Cantona.
Yeah.
I mean, he handled him.
He handled his temper.
Imagine.
To his benefit.
He handled him. The guy was banned. He still made him come back.
Yeah.
And came to win the league with him.
Yeah.
You know? So you just have to know the temperament and how every player is. I remember I watched a documentary where Carlos Tevez, because of the level of his muscles and his made-up, had a certain training routine that he wasn't supposed to do as much as others were there. But on a match day, Carlos Tevez is your strongest player on the field. He will give 101% for you.
That's
so why would you overtrain him? Yeah. There's no need. So those are managerial things that probably maybe clubs are not doing right on certain players. And it saddens me about Hazard. I mean, I just can't wait. During the Euros, and he came back from injury. Yeah. The matches Hazard played was when Belgium shone. You could tell.
Yeah, you could.
The match they lost was where he didn't play. Against Italy or something.
Yes, it was Italy.
Because the guy is class. When he's off injury and he's okay, he's top 3 in the world.
Maybe the training regime at Real Madrid is too much.
Yeah. Okay, maybe he should leave Madrid.
Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, I know as you're watching from where you are, please send in your messages to let us know what you think about the show. But as of now, we're going to talk about Rafinha and Dembele deals at Barcelona. Rafinha has signed a contract with Barcelona, and Dembele has signed an extension. Your thoughts? I don't see the sense in this because they are both right wingers.
But for every club of that level, having two world-class players at a position helps the team in terms of competition.
Okay.
Because you know very well the guy seated on the bench is as good as me.
Yeah.
The bad side of it, like any other thing, is that one will have to be sacrificed for certain.
Always. This is the World Cup.
So maybe Barcelona has an agenda of winning back the Champions League because they haven't won it in a while. Per their standard, the last time they won was 2012, 2013. What's the name? The guy
Luis Enrique.
Yes, Luis Enrique.
Luis Enrique.
I think that was 2013.
Somewhere there.
Yeah. Since then they haven't won it. Yeah, that was Neymar, Suarez, Messi combination. That was the last time they won. So for a club like that, 9 years they haven't won the Champions League. Yeah. Probably they'll be thinking that they need to win it because their neighbors have been winning it. Back to back, and it's getting crazy for them.
That's a lot for them to see.
They keep increasing their gap in terms of Champions League trophies over them. So maybe I feel their attention is more on Europe. Yeah.
But traditionally Barcelona haven't been dominant in Europe.
But in the past century, if not for Real Madrid's overwhelming abilities in the Champions League, I think Barcelona could have, because remember, Barca won 2009, 2011, and it was like every 2 years they were winning the trophy from that time.
Yeah.
So that had changed a bit. When the Eto'os and the Dinos won and the Decos won in 2006, there was a bit of decline. But then that was the era of Lionel Messi's coming.
Yes.
And then they're going out of those big guys.
All the big guys.
So that again prospered in 2009. Because that means between 06 and 09, that was just 3 years gap. They have now gone how many years?
They've gone over 5 years without winning.
Yeah. So it makes sense they will be eyeing an European trophy. And that was how happy they were when they qualified for the Champions League. You could see it. Yeah.
We'll see how far they will go with these two signings. Okay, but I now see the bigger idea.
I think they have a bigger project they are not eyeing.
On their left side, they have the new number 10, this boy Fati, and including Ferran Torres, who are playing on the left, and then on the middle.
That is where I personally hope that they will. Okay, but anyway, they have midfielders who add up to goals. And is the Arsenal guy still going to be there?
Now that's something I'm not really sure.
Unknown. Has he been signed permanently?
Aubameyang, yes, he has been signed permanently. He's
okay, so now
he's
they
staying
have
at Barcelona.
Powerhouse up front, which is good. I think they're going to shock us in the Champions League.
In the Champions League?
Yes.
More than their own league?
Yes, I think so. I think Barca this season is going to... The Champions League is something they might be eyeing.
Okay.
Considering the squad they are building.
Okay, so speaking on Barca, De Jong, what do you feel about De Jong's
I don't know why
dilemma?
They are wasting their time on him.
United,
is it that good?
And he is a very good technical player. He plays just as well as Xavi did. His own coach. But the thing is that he does not want to reduce his salaries. His salaries right now are between 200 and 250. And Barcelona are trying to drop down the wage bill to try and stay afloat. See, I now understand why you're saying you think they will go all out for the Champions League is because they need money.
Yeah,
Barcelona
they need money.
Right now are in the trench, and nothing is going to put them out apart from winning trophies, and also taking down players. They're also trying to go for Bayern Munich's Lewandowski. But
on free, right?
Not on a free. They want to buy him. That's how this deal for De Jong needs to go through.
So that they can go and buy.
And the deal they have with Man United in principle is they are going to pay close to 78 million euros.
That's a lot of money for a player like that.
He is young and he's a really talented player. Because I think they bought him for more than that from Ajax. Okay. So them dropping this down is actually a bargain deal. But he says he's happy at Barcelona and doesn't want to move. While Laporta and Xavi have told him you're not wanted anymore in the team.
I also heard it had to do with money that Barcelona owns him, and probably they expect United to cover that
bill.
And I mean, there's so many things going on behind.
Because these guys didn't get paid for a period of time, and I'm sure this is now it's catching up to them, and they're trying to balance the books.
The way it's going, eventually, look, I mean, just like in a relationship, if one doesn't want you, then and if their club Barca is showing clearly they don't want him.
Yeah.
So I feel eventually he might leave.
He might think that
if he doesn't even end up at United, he might end up going somewhere. But I don't even know which club. Yeah, maybe Bayern. That's a lot of Dutch players over the years. The Netherlands always have a history. So I will not be surprised if he ends up there. No. That is if Bayern will cough that money, because those guys don't spend so much like that.
No, they don't.
They spend between 40 to 30 million on any player. Yeah, they have a straight spending policy. And I don't see them going above 60 million euros for that player. They will not do that. I don't see that happening.
Well, okay, I hope Dembele's deal is going to pull through. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go for a really short break, and we'll come back with different segments on the Premier League prediction, Not Really a Coach, and the Mozo Fantasy League. So, we'll be back after a short break. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Mozo TV Bet and Banter and Bet Soccer Show. So as we've spoken about a few transfers that are happening in Europe, trying to shape up, because a lot of teams are sharpening their teams, for the upcoming season. It's going to be something to marvel at. Almost all the top Premier Leagues have made 3 or more signings to sharpen themselves for the league. We are coming to this segment, which is the Premier League prediction. So with these buys that the top teams have made, can you please give me your 5 teams, starting from the 5th to the top?
I think you asked me this last week.
Yeah, I asked you last week, but it wasn't on the show.
Okay.
Yeah.
I will go for the same list I gave you last week.
All right.
Yeah.
Number 5. And I need reasons to why you're putting each team at the position they're at. There's no paper and pen, so this has to come from the top of your head.
I know already. I just want to arrange it. Can I do it from 1st to 5th?
No. I want it from the
okay,
5th.
So I feel I strongly believe
it's not as easy as you think, because I sat down.
Relax.
I'll give you last season's top 5. As you can see right here, this was last season's top 5. And I feel it's going to be almost similar this season.
No, I bet to differ.
No. Give me your prediction.
I feel Chelsea will be 4th.
Hey. Okay. 5th.
I feel Liverpool will be... No, wait. I feel Arsenal will be 5th.
Okay. 5th, Arsenal.
Yes.
4th.
Tottenham would go to 6th.
Okay.
So meaning I'm talking about Arsenal being fifth.
Okay.
Chelsea being fourth.
All right.
No, Chelsea will not be fourth. I feel United will be fourth.
Okay.
I feel Liverpool will be third.
Okay.
I feel Chelsea will be second, and I feel City will win the league again.
Okay, from each team, why do you believe Arsenal will finish on the 5th position?
They've
made a really good...
Yeah. But, how many points did they get last season? 69?
69.
Remember the last few games to the end of the season?
Yes.
There were so many matches, about 3 or 4, that people were expecting United to win easily.
Arsenal to win...
No, United.
United.
I'm just doing a comparative.
Yeah.
And we were either losing those matches or we're drawing.
Yes.
And people were surprised that what's going on.
Okay.
But we're all like, okay, the team is not even going to qualify for it, so let them be.
Yeah.
So, that could tell you the point gap between United and Arsenal being 11.
Okay.
Now, there's a change of personnel at United. No, at United.
Okay.
They were sixth. Between them and Tottenham, the point was 13. Okay. All things being equal this season, with at least the addition of signings they are making. I see Arsenal have signed Gabriel Jesus, and Vieira. But I feel on paper, if United had been a bit serious last season at the latter stage, they could have at least garnered some more points than they did last season.
Okay.
If as serious as this coach is and is not a caretaker and is in and wanting to stay beyond next season,
yes,
I don't think he's going to misbehave or flop. That is why he's doing his. No, people were surprised he signed a left back, and that guy is quality.
Yes,
but nobody suspected he was even going to sign a left back of that nature.
Yeah,
meaning he has a certain plan. He signed Eriksen and all that. United issue really realistically had really not to do with maybe overall structure of the team.
Okay.
It's more of department issues.
Okay.
The back line, he's trying to sign Martinez.
Yes.
So the guy knows where his problems are. If he fixes the problems he knows exist, that's it.
Okay.
Those who are between 3rd to 5th, they will be in worry because he will make sure he will battle points with them and make sure he enters the Champions League ahead of them. That is where I fear for Arsenal.
Okay.
I don't see any big changes that Arsenal will give this season. Okay. I feel they are still the same. Because Aubameyang, if he was there and he didn't have issues with the coach, it's better than Gabriel Jesus. Let's be frank.
Every day.
Every day.
His season at Barcelona,
exactly. So I don't really see a big deal about Arsenal, but I see a big deal with United because of the changes this guy is trying to make and who he is. He's a better coach than Arteta. There's no doubt about that. Yeah. So on that merit, that is why I'm choosing United to be fourth. Okay. And I see Chelsea signings and the experience of the coach in the league. Last year he made a lot of errors.
Yes.
I don't think he's ready to make those errors again. That is where the whole issue is.
Yeah.
Liverpool, I have a funny feeling will go down.
Honestly, I do that. I believe that.
Unless they surprise me.
No.
I feel they will suffer the departure of this guy.
Sadio Mane.
And they will know,
greatly.
Wow.
And also that midfield is weak.
That is what they are not thinking.
Their midfield is weak.
Such a classic
team. It's not. That midfield is very weak. They have so many loopholes in it.
Who knows? They might even end up being fourth.
So that means it will be another 5 years.
But what that would mean is that it means the point will be close. But Man City, I feel until Guardiola leaves England, every coach will struggle. I'm telling you. But the only guy who could have stopped him if United hadn't sacked him and supported him
was Jose
Mourinho.
Okay, but they might lose
in England, in Spain.
In Spain,
yeah.
They might lose Bernardo Silva. Because Barcelona, as we speak now, are trying to complete.
But the nice thing about Man City, they will equally sign a good replacement.
But
that is where the magician of Guardiola comes in. He already knows who he wants to sign. Because he will not let Bernardo Silva leave when he doesn't know. You'll be surprised to hear the signing of this guy at Wolves, this Portuguese guy.
Martinez.
Okay, no, he's not the typical Guardiola player, but he's a ball-playing footballer.
What if De Jong himself goes to Man City?
That is what I was saying. That it could be a surprise. The next thing you hear is because they can offer him, they can pay that money, they can give him a huge salary, and he can fit in his team. Perfect. So don't be surprised Man City hijacks the transfer, and that means they will be stronger.
So do you feel Haaland will be a success in his first season? Because the Premier League is very notorious.
Bro, any team with Kevin De Bruyne, if you're a striker,
you
benefit from that guy. Just know him. They are equally good assist of the ball in that team.
Yeah.
And the way Man City plays, I feel that guy is more of a goal puncher than
he is a goal poacher.
And I don't.
But on a given day, he can bully.
Yeah, and City plays in the 18 for their strikers.
Yes.
So, bet that guy's limit. The least he might score is 20 goals. That one we should all be ready. Defenders, everybody should be ready. He will score 20 goals. And I feel he's such a good footballer. And unless something else happens, then.
Okay, I feel your prediction is close to mine, but United.
I have no issue with you if you don't. But no. I gave you reasons why I put United there.
Yes, I understand, and I also want to justify why I don't feel United
will be fourth. So who will be fourth ahead of United? Tottenham.
Spurs.
Well, it's possible, but
because the chemistry that Spurs have had over the years is what's.
But you know what? That is where you might be getting things wrong. Do you know the United squad they have?
Yes.
If you take certain players, they have the core of the team from even Mourinho's first season.
Yes,
over there.
Mm-hmm.
You are aware of that?
Yes.
So it has been a coaching issue. Okay. Apart from the quality, which I know some players don't deserve to start at United. And I also feel some players have not been being used the way they would play. Look, if this guy, the way he used to play in Leicester, was still playing the way he is
at United,
Harry Maguire, you will not have issues with him being exposed too much. The guy's issue is that he is constantly being exposed, and he's not that kind of your defender. He's not John Terry. No. Harry is not John Terry. Harry is not Vintage. He's not. He's a ball-playing defender.
Yeah.
He can excel in Barcelona or Man City perfectly because they will play more of the ball than losing the ball. United spends much of their time defending against big clubs. What do you expect? What do you expect Salah to do to him?
Run behind him.
Run behind him. Look, do you know why he performs so well in England? They have Kelvin Phillips, they have Declan Rice, who will do all the nonsense in the middle. They'll go for all the hard tackles.
Yes. What
happens? He leaves this guy with what to do. He walks with the ball even into the center to join the attack of England. In Man City, in United, how? Who is going to even be behind him when he goes out?
Nobody.
So the guy is constantly exposed. I was such a big critic of him, but I had to sit down at a point and check the club he plays and the kind of players that plays with him and how he's playing it off. The players he plays with always exposes him.
Yeah. But okay, listen. My reason for them not making it now is it's too close of a call. Firstly,
that's why I placed them at fourth.
Yeah.
That's why I didn't go and tell you third or whatever.
No.
I feel the expectation between fifth and fourth is not a big difference.
Yeah,
it will take
is more
some
realistic.
points, some 1 or 2 or 5 points for you to either go to fourth or be fifth. So it's up to them. But I feel if the guy with the signing he's doing and is able to have his back line really, really sorted and concede less goals, which was last season was the poorest season United have had in terms of their defense ever.
Yeah.
For the past 50 years.
60 years.
Look at that. So if they could have at least half of the problem they had last season solved and play and defend well, it means they're not going to concede more. It means what will happen? They'll go higher than they were last season. That's what my argument is. And I don't think that guy is ready to be conceding such nonsense goals he had last season. He will not. He wouldn't want that. He will bench you if you keep giving him headache.
Yeah.
And I have a funny feeling he'll be playing Eric Bailly more this season.
If Martinez
season is anything to come about,
yes. If Martinez doesn't come in, then Eric Bailly does have a chance. Will play more football this season.
And even who knows if he comes, he could be playing and the new guy.
Oh yes, that's
Because since he came from Madrid, based on injuries and all the things that he's gone through, he's never been the one we knew when he was in Real Madrid.
No.
So on equal facts, and I have a feeling we might be selling one of our centre backs if he signed the Martinez guy.
Yeah, because you guys will have almost five centre backs.
Exactly.
But how about in the striking position? Because Rashford left. This boy who came.
You know, when I started arguing, I told you that some players have shown that they can do it in United shirts.
Yes.
Before.
Yes.
And we all know what Martial had done before.
Mm.
We know what Rashford had done before.
We
know what Sancho can do. I feel on that basis, they alone, yes, are not enough for the team to go out for. Probably that's why Eriksen has been signed.
Okay.
And I feel there could be more. Another player, attacking player that could be signed for United. And if they do that, then it could be good for them for that position.
Okay, I will look at Liverpool and their new signings from the
I don't see any surprises coming from Liverpool.
Luis and Nunes who've come in. Is it Nunes?
I feel Salah will even struggle with Sadio not around.
Without good.
Unless they really surprise us
and have something different. But I do feel these new players from the striker to the left back will struggle.
I think so. But we live to see. You never know what club could be planning.
Cooking up.
Yeah.
So yet again, Man City to lift the league.
I feel they will. Unless Chelsea
surprise us. But I feel that's too much of a close score.
My issue with Chelsea is how consistent can they be to win matches like City won. That's the issue.
That was last season's
problem. Is something that is what
Chelsea
I'm saying.
went 14 games winning streak and went 6 games without a win.
That's what I'm. Guardiola will not go more than 2.
No.
Never. That's not Pep Guardiola's life. And that's what makes him that serial winner.
Yes.
And the only few coaches are able to do that to him.
Mm-hmm.
You know, to say give him that psychological fight headache. And give him a headache. And go at him and make sure if he wins this week, I'm winning. If you win this week, I'm winning. Going head to head with Guardiola is one of the toughest jobs you can get on earth. Yeah. And he likes that kind of games. He loves it. So, well, I mean, Liverpool has shown last season they could match him and all, but eventually he showed that he could beat them to that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is where we get to this segment which we call Not Really a Coach. So you're going to give me your starting lineup that you expect United to go with into next season, and I'll give you my Chelsea lineup that I expect us to go in to next season. So you can start from your goalkeeper all the way to your last.
I mean, the goalkeeper, there is no argument.
Of course, it's the gear. I hear Henderson might leave on loan again.
He better leaves. I mean, see, it's what it is. The gear is what is going to start.
Yeah.
I mean,
okay, so right back.
Right back.
Wan-Bissaka, Spider-Man.
That guy amazingly his first season was amazing. I don't know what happened to him last season.
I don't think he's not a right back.
He was so good with center back. But which coach will have the infantry to change him to that? Like how Sergio Ramos was changed.
You know, if this coach had waited a little bit longer, maybe played 2 transfer games, 2 pre-season matches, and put him in that centre back position to see if he's best for it, he would have seen.
Well, there is rumors that he would wish to sell him.
Okay.
If it's true. In terms of right back, the guy who signed is left back, right?
The black guy he signed is a left back. The Martinez is a centre back.
Martinez is a centre back.
But can play on the right, on the right side as well.
And this Portuguese guy can sometimes be shocking.
So okay, we'll put the right side of the.
They leave the option open.
Open.
I think with centre backs. I just know he would not. I know Harry will still play.
Of course,
Harry will still play.
He was said he's still going to be the captain on the.
He will still play, and the question will be who is going to pay him. If I'm him, I'll pay him with the Ivorian guy, because that guy is faster. Yeah, he complements him so well when he plays with him. I feel the other guys are slow now. Varane has lost the pace.
Oh, you guys still have. Oh my goodness, I forgot you guys still had Varane.
Yeah, we do. And that's whereby last season we had a lot of troubles when the two of them, because both of them have. Harry is not your PC defender.
Yeah.
Varane has lost it. We all know.
Yeah, he has.
He's
fallen.
His injuries have. I think last season, count the number of injuries he had. So many of them.
He didn't play most of the
games. Yeah, he didn't play most of it. And as a footballer, a sports guy, consistency is all about staying fit.
It is.
No matter how good you are. And that's one thing you can't take away from the likes of Cristiano Ronaldo and those guys.
Yeah.
They could go whole season without an injury. You know, they are so fit. Yeah, so Harry will still play, and I hope the Ivorian, if he stays, I hope he plays. If he doesn't sign.
Rumor has it is Jose Mourinho is lurking in for Eric Bailly. He could leave.
I mean, who wouldn't want to go to the special one? And if Mourinho wants you, it means that he really wants to play you.
Yeah.
So if Mourinho if we sign a new player, if anything, the Martinez guy thing is. Rumor has to be true, and we sign him.
The deal is actually almost done, from what I read from Fabrizio Romano.
Then I feel one of our defenders will leave, which is natural.
Actually, two, because now you have 3 left backs.
No, but you know, with centre back, any world class club will have 4, because one has to substitute the other.
The other, of course.
So if we sign, there will be 5, top 5, meaning one will probably leave. For them to make room for. So I feel one of but I know Varane will not leave for reasons of contract, because that was his first season.
Yeah.
Lindelof could leave.
Most likely.
He could leave.
Biggest league.
Yeah, he could leave. If it's either him or Eric.
Yes.
United. One of them will leave United if we sign a new centre back.
Okay, so on the left side, who do you prefer to start?
On the left side, I mean, when Luke Shaw is fit, he's one of the best. Yeah, if Luke Shaw is fit, no doubt.
Yeah.
So, if he's fit, he starts. And thank God now he's going to have... I think he wants to sell the guy, the Portuguese guy.
The Telles guy,
yes. And if he goes, nobody will cry about it anyway. So, hopefully we wish him well. He should go back to Portugal.
Okay, so, I'm sure you're going for a 4-3-3, yes?
In the
or
middle,
4-2-3-1.
Yeah, obviously 4-3-3, because I feel this guy will play Rashford, Martial, and Sancho.
Okay, so then
he
means
wants that pace.
In the midfield, who will be your defensive midfielder?
Obviously, Bruno, and that is United's biggest struggle.
Okay.
And I don't know why he's not trying to solve that.
Okay.
Since this guy retired, Michael Carrick, we haven't replaced him. And Carrick wasn't even your typical number 6. He could do a lot offensively.
Yes.
But since he left, we've tried players, you know.
Pogba was the replacement.
Pogba is not your defensive guy.
He was your number 6, but he never.
But he's not. That is not him.
Okay, so you guys have Fred, McTominay.
So the thing is that the players we have for the 6th position are not 6.
Okay.
They are not. When compare all the top clubs in England, when you go to Liverpool, they have Fabiano. His job is to do what? It's mainly defensive. He's a defender by nature, isn't it? So if he sits in the middle, his natural instinct is to do what? Is to cut play and defend.
Okay.
They have Henderson.
Yes.
That's what he does. Come to Man City. They have the legendary Brazilian guy. What's his name?
Fabinho.
That is what he does. You have Rodri or whatever he is.
Yes, now
that's
Rodri
what
is
he
the
does.
new one, yeah.
You come to Chelsea, the Honorable Kante is there.
Chief Kante, Ngolo.
United does not have that.
Yeah.
Who? Mention. No one. Be frank with yourself. So since Carrick left, we have not been able to replace him with a number 6. We have Neves in Wolves who is just going away. I don't know why we can't just go.
Actually, Neves signed a new contract with Wolves. A contract.
No, extension. If a player signs an extension, it means the club just wants to make good
Money.
value of him.
Yeah.
So when you come and buy him, you know that he has signed this amount of contract. So when you are buying him, you're not buying him that, oh, he has 1 year left on his contract. So you buy him for less. But if he has 5 years, it means they will calculate what they would have lost in those 5 years and tally it possibly to the money they want. So players can sign contract. Didn't Ronaldo sign a contract before he left Real Madrid? He did.
He did.
It jumped his value. So you have to buy him out of the contract. That makes him expensive. So I just hope we will sign that Wolves guy. He's exceptional.
Okay, so you will leave that position open. So who will be your two CMs?
I don't know.
Left and right.
I don't know, frankly. I feel we don't have a CM.
Okay.
We don't have it. We don't have the class.
Don't you think that's where Bruno will play with?
Bruno can't play as that. Bruno is your guy who wants to score the goals and make those passes.
So he'll be attacking central midfielder.
That's what he will be. But I'm talking about the defensive.
No. Defensive, we've left it open because you're
so
not sure who will
Bruno
play
takes
there.
his place.
But you still have Van de Beek, who is a six.
Forget that guy. I think he's a fraud. I think this is him.
But under this very same coach, he played exceptionally well.
Where? In pre-season?
No. At Ajax.
But there's no Ajax. This is England. Expectations are higher.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you said your top men should be
Sancho, the young men, the two English guys and the French guy,
and Martial.
They will start on and on.
I have a problem with Martial.
We all do, but we hope for the best.
I don't think Martial is your typical player to get you 20 plus goals.
No, but listen,
in the Premier League.
I haven't said that. I haven't said. I feel his best ever he scored 22. Okay. When he played as an associate. Okay. And in those matches, all our big matches, if you be very objective, Martial on a normal day is a big match player. When he's in form. Big matches, he loves it. The cities, the likes, he will score you. Okay, he loves that. The problem is that he has that guy's issue. I feel is psychological. Okay, I think he needs someone who will really challenge his mental strength and say, look,
I feel he should go back to France. The Premier League isn't a league for weak-minded players.
I hope as much as he's known. Sometimes when you let players go alone, you are teaching them a lesson. Yeah. That one, I can do away with you. Yeah. Two, I want you to go and experience the level of that club you are going to, because it's surely a lesser club than where you were. Yeah. Most of the time it works on certain players. I hope it works on him. Because this is surely his last season United if he flops. Yeah.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
Okay, so that is your team which you believe will end fourth.
No, but remember, a starting 11 is not the team.
It's not the team, of course.
So the bench has been equally. And that is why I think the Eriksen's and co helps. Because Eriksen on a normal day, maybe anywhere, could probably start in any team in England.
Of course.
So it's really, really a good addition, and I hope he makes some difference, whether he starts or he comes up from the bench.
Okay, so Zambia are currently 2-1 up against Senegal in the COSAFA Cup. And we do hope they manage to hold this, because Zambia have a tendency of when they score, a few minutes later the other team scores. Zambia male team, please. You can't go on zero. Okay, so I'm going to give you my Chelsea lineup. I feel this season Thomas Tuchel is changing from the 3-4-3 to a 4-3-3 as well, because it's worked better for teams like Liverpool and Man City, despite Man City moving to a 4-3-3 sometimes. Or a 3.
Guardiola always experiment
in gameplay, because even Walker and other players that play in the wing move inside and become midfielders. So I feel this season he's going to change the formation to a 4-3-3 of Reece James, Koulibaly, Thiago Silva, Chilwell, N'Golo Kante, Mason Mount, and maybe Jorginho. And then up front, he'll probably play Raheem Sterling, Hakim. No.
Has he not left?
Hakim, no, not yet. He's rumored to be wanted by AC Milan, but AC Milan don't have the money as of yet. but it's a long
maybe
transfer.
he could go on a loan.
He could, yeah. Chelsea are trying to have the deal of him going on loan with obligation to buy, but it's not set in stone yet. From what I read on Fabrizio Romano's podcasts and his posts, so it's still in stone. So I feel if he does stay, it's either he will play on the right or Kai Havertz, and then Raheem Sterling, and now on the top is where I don't know.
That's why you guys rumor that you want Ronaldo.
But you see, Ronaldo isn't wanted by Chelsea because Tuchel said, Ronaldo is more of a, like we said, is more of a liability than an asset for us as of now. The team can't
So
play
what happened
to
to
his...
Lukaku?
Lukaku, I feel Lukaku felt he was bigger than the club. He felt all that way. Even at United, he felt he was bigger than Mourinho. He felt he was bigger than any coach that was there. And he feels the club should play to his strengths. And that's not... The Chelsea team that won the Champions League played better football than it did when Lukaku came. He showed some glimpse of what he could do, but that died off quickly. When we had Timo Werner, who never any day at Chelsea complained about being benched, but when he came
that's a class German play. They've got good attitude. The German guys don't talk much.
Yeah.
I mean, you've had players in the past who were surely and you've had players who had times when they had to be on the bench but were believed to be great players. They never complained. I mean, Leroy Sané at City at the point, he left gracefully. That's a typical German lifestyle. They are mannered. Yeah, well mannered. They don't talk much. They like to just do their work and go their way. But unfortunately, particularly those from that side of Belgium, France, you're going to have issues with them.
Lukaku was such a hothead, and now he's at Inter Milan and he's still throwing shots Chelsea's way, saying going to
someone
Chelsea.
You have been signed to, or you are just on loan. Obviously, he's not going to come back.
No, obviously he's not coming back. He mentioned
that was a bad business then.
It was. I feel it was the worst.
I really don't know why you signed him anyway.
I feel the coach felt he needed a player to score the 20
and it says something about life. Like, never try to
go back
a point to anybody. No, Lukaku felt he wanted to come and prove a point to Chelsea.
England.
No, for Chelsea to have let him go in the first place and to prove a point to United for letting him go. He had 2 scores to settle. One human being.
Yeah.
He felt he had scores to settle. You flop. You came with the mind that I already need to prove a point.
Yeah.
When you know who you are. So obviously you have issues.
Okay, I feel that's what's happening. But he's run back to the league that he wanted. And I'm sure the new owners of Chelsea don't want him to go for anything cheap. We've spent 115 million on him. And we need more than 60% of that investment.
But there is a generational depreciation of strikers. Have you noticed?
Yes, there is.
I feel there isn't much good strikers anymore.
That is true. That's why now most teams are playing false lines.
I don't know why. Or maybe they are turning very good strikers into midfielders. Maybe the system now is because look, if Ronaldo, the R9 himself, in his prime, the way he used to hold on to the ball, he was always in the middle to dribble and go. Maybe in this time, a stupid coach, sorry for my words, viewers, could have turned him into a midfielder because of his ability on the ball. So maybe they are just, the system is turning the players into midfielders instead of real goals guys.
Okay.
This is Inzaghi's and name them. But right now,
okay, football tactics are changing and evolving. So, the likes of
even look at national teams, people are struggling. People to score goals is a big headache.
It's a big hassle.
You find a team so well drilled, they have almost everything, yet they don't have a striker.
England is a team that has had that for the second generation running, and they're still failing to deliver. That Lampard-Gerrard era should have won the World Cup all the
year. I don't think Gerrard and Lampard should have played the same team when they had players who could play very good DM.
No, but see, they don't both play DM. Lampard could play as a CAM in a match. and the CM and the GM.
I think one coach that I expected to have had the guts to bench one of them was Capello, but he failed. He ended up playing.
Those were big personalities.
And also again, I feel England are mostly not lucky in tournament.
Always.
They are not lucky because look, the English team that lost against Brazil in 2022, they were unlucky to have met such a team of Brazil caliber in the quarterfinal. That Brazilian team is one of the best ever. The bench was so scary that the starting lineup would have killed you before you start. Because you had a team of Kaká, Ronaldinho.
No, that was the 2002.
Ronaldo.
That
was scary.
That was the biggest team back then. There was
it
no
was
chance.
so scary that you had this guy, D. Nelson, who was on the bench and will come and destroy you at the end of the match.
Yeah.
So what were you going to do? So England lost 2-1, and you all remember that classic goal from Dino. So on the backdrop of that, now you bring it to 2006, where they lost against Portugal in the quarterfinal.
In the quarterfinal, yes.
Like they always get so close quarter to make it to semi, and then they get that situation. So when you look at that from that angle, the only time luck shone on them was the last World Cup, where they made it to the semis. Yeah. And you realize they match it on to the Euros, where they lost
in the final.
Italy. In the final, on what? On the penalties.
Yeah.
So I always say they sometimes have, but then whilst I argue that it's also based on coaching issue, that a coach should have the guts to bench some of their players. This guy, as much as you hate him or say good about him, I think he plays the English national team according to their strength.
To their strength, yes, that's true.
He plays the very unfancy Declan Rice and Calvin Phillips. He doesn't care what the people would say.
Yeah.
He plays because he knows what those guys does in the team. You know, and he allows the other guys to go for it and do their thing.
Yeah.
But coaches of England in the past were rather trying to accommodate the stars because the Liverpool pundit will come at him.
Of course,
the Chelsea
the Man U
pundit will come at him. Yeah.
And you know, even
that was why one of the reasons why players like Paul Scholes left the English team at a very early age, because of that Lampard, Gerrard, because Scholes
would never bench those guys.
Have to start, and you have these two people
who are bigger personalities than he was.
You see,
and you would never bench them. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we've come to the end of the show. We've spoken about our two teams and who we feel will win the Premier Leagues, and including the transfers. It's been a great show.
Yeah, it is.
I hope we'll have you also next week. I think we'll talk about the preseason matches that have been happening.
And currently the season is getting closer and closer.
And closer and closer.
From next week, that will be 3 weeks more.
3 weeks more till the Premier League begins. It starts 15th August.
Community Shield.
Yes.
First week of August, I think.
Yeah, it is.
And the Premier League start. Now we can't wait for the Premier League.
No, we've had so many excuses to why we need to speak to these people now that at home are women. So yeah, so now when the Premier League starts, we can be busy. So ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching the show. Please stay tuned next week Friday for another good show. We'll have more guests to come in, and please let us know what you think about football. And Zambia is playing, please keep the flag high. We wish the best for the Zambian men and the women. Have a good night, good day.